Hey guys, Funkster here with
Hi guys.
Yes, and today in this video we're gonna go over the clean. Now the clean is a pull exercise and probably one of the most important exercises and movements in kettlebell, because not only is it a great pull movement and posterior chain movement, but it's also what we use to rack the kettlebell to do other exercises like the squat and the lunge and the press overhead. So we have to master the clean. Unfortunately, the clean is one of those exercises that are intimidating to most people because there's a little bit of technique, but it's not as intimidating as you think.
Yeah.
It's easier than you think. And in this video, we're gonna teach you how to do the clean. You ready? Let's get started. Okay, so welcome to our clean tutorial. So in this video today, we're gonna go over the clean.
Yep.
Now, like I said, the clean is a posterior chain movement. So we've learned to use the hip hinge. We're gonna be using the lower body and the hip hinge to clean the kettlebell up to the rack position. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a cheek clean. This will teach you to keep everything close to the body. And Angela's gonna show us the cheek clean with two hands from the floor. So we're gonna always clean from the floor to start. That's the basic movement.
Yep.
So if you can go through and do three cheek cleans, I'll just talk it through while you're doing it. So two hands, yep, grab the kettlebell with two hands, and then she's gonna pull it up into a rack. There it is. So just move a little bit faster. Good, there it is, good. So all you're doing is just getting the kettlebell up using the cheek clean. It's perfect, just wrapping both hands and just controlling it. But the key here is she's keeping everything tight to the body. Okay, that's great. So after she cleans it up, we're gonna talk about the rack position and having that kettlebell. We're just gonna go over again the rack and why it's important.
Yep.
So let's cheek clean that up. Again, nice and quickly, just good. So that elbows were tight to the body. Now you're in the rack position. Remember, the key here in the rack position, and the key here when you're doing the clean is keeping the claw grip. You do not want to crush grip it. You want a claw grip, and just turn it to the side so they can see. And she could even clean it with her hand open, right? So you just want it resting right here across the palm or across your lifeline. Great, now I'll just stand straight. And then elbows are tight. Wrist is so just think about having your knuckles pointing to the sky. Okay, so wrist is straight.
So not flapping here.
That's right.
Or too much forward here. A little bit of a tilt is fine, but that's it.
Right, and again, if you tilted it back, you're gonna put too much pressure on the elbow.
Yeah.
Right, so nice and tight. And women and men will have a different rack because women have breasts, men don't. So men's rack will be a little bit different. Okay, let's put that down.
Okay.
Okay, so a few things, again, keeping everything close to the body. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a clean, just watch me here. I'm gonna do a clean without the kettlebell to show you the movement. So it's the same thing, hip hinge back. We're gonna pretend the kettlebell is between my legs. Whenever we clean from the floor, the kettlebell should be between your legs, shouldn't be out. So I'm gonna pick up the kettlebell. I'm gonna pull, because we just did the row.
Yep.
So you need to remember how to do a pull. I'm gonna pull that kettlebell, and as I pull the kettlebell, when it gets to my belly button, I'm going to pretend I have a glove, and I'm gonna put that glove on, and by putting that glove on, I'm gonna punch through, and everything's gonna be tight. Kettlebell's gonna be in a rack position. So I'm gonna do it in slow motion again. I'm gonna hip hinge down, pick up the kettlebell, pull, and as I pull the kettlebell up, I'm gonna punch through. And it's a fast movement, okay? This is a posterior chain movement, so it is gonna be a little bit faster. Do not pick up the kettlebell slowly, because that's when you're gonna get some of the common mistakes, okay? So I'm gonna go through and let me just show you 5 cleans just to show you what it looks like, and then we'll all practice together.
Okay.
So claw grip, hip hinge, bend at the knees, and I'm gonna pull. Straight up and back down. So again, now this is a 12 kilo, so it's not that heavy. Let's try it again. So as you can see, my hands are open, right? So I can punch through, but if I even have a claw grip, tight. One more time. Good, so back down. And again, everything applies to what we've been teaching you in this whole kettlebell workshop. Glutes are tight, core's tight, posterior chain with that movement, and keeping everything tight.
So just a few reminders, it is a pull, but it's also a hip hinge. So you're driving the power from the hips as well. So as Funkster was doing, he was coming up, but he's using that posterior chain to get up to about here, and then it's technique almost the rest of the way. The elbows come back. Drive that elbow back nice and tight, nice and tight.
Drive it back.
The kettlebell should go around the forearm. So from here, tight elbow.
Just move to the side for a second. I want to just point one thing out. I want you to see this. Angela's elbow is going back. So tight and back. Just go again.
Here.
See how it goes back? See how it goes back? Very important. One more time.
So
elbow back, and then
drive that elbow back
and rack.
And right to the body. So from here it comes up, it goes back and tight.
Okay, so let's do, everyone grab their kettlebell.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a couple of heavier kettlebells to show you the same movement doesn't change the heavier you go. So I started with a 12 kilo. I'm gonna move to a 16 kilo, right?
Okay.
16 kilo. And again, the other thing is it doesn't matter where you start. Some people like to start with the kettlebell perpendicular, and other people like to start with the kettlebell parallel. Doesn't matter, you just need to pull it. Some people like to start this way. I like to do this sometimes. It's a corkscrew. So again, it doesn't really matter. We just want to get the kettlebell up.
Yeah, I like to do it like this.
Right, yeah, it's corkscrew.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, so let's do 5 together, everyone. And I want you to do it at your own pace. Do it together, and then we're gonna break down some mistakes. Ready?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna count you guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good. Back down. Remember, it's posterior.
Yep.
Move fast, don't move slow. One more. Good, and back down.
So I just want to add at the top of the movement, again, what we've been stressing each time, the glutes are squeezed, the quads are engaged, the pillars engaged. It's a strong movement. So when you finish, you should be strong. And pause there at the top, own it. Own that clean, hold it tight, own the movement for a second, and then start again with the descent back to the ground. Yeah.
Beautiful. One more time.
Yeah.
Do you want to go a little bit heavier?
Yes.
You?
I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna do my left.
Right.
And I'm gonna go, actually I'll do the same weight on the left side.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go heavier, actually same weight, on the left side.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do 5 on the left. We should be doing both sides, so let's do both sides, because one side's gonna feel weird, a little bit different than the other.
So just a couple of key things to remember. It's gonna feel weird on the left if you're not, if you're right-handed. Again, just keep that elbow tight, and keep that kettlebell close to the body. It's not out here.
No.
Right from here, lift, drive that elbow back.
And remember the glove. You're putting on the glove when the kettlebell is at your belly button. So you're putting on the glove, put it on, right? And then you're keeping everything tight. So putting on that glove. So let's try it again.
Okay, so hip hinge.
5. Good.
Own it.
Good, core tight.
So remember, hip hinge first, then bend the knees.
And on the way down, same thing.
I think that's 5.
Yep, that's fine. Here's the thing too. You're not gonna get it perfect right away.
Yeah.
Kettlebell training is a skill.
Drill.
You need to drill. So sometimes it may not work.
Yeah.
Remember when we first started doing this? It took us a while to learn how to do the kettlebell clean, right?
The clean is listen, if you're not getting it, please don't freak out. It took me so long. So practice. And again, it's probably a few, maybe we can go over the mistakes here now.
I will do right now,
Yeah, so it's probably like 1 of 3 things that you're doing wrong, and that's it. So you just have to like, okay, am I squeezing it too tight? And you'll go over the...
So let's do the mistakes. So common mistakes, number 1 is the death grip. So remember I told you guys to use the claw grip or even open hand. If you use a crush grip or death grip, I call it death grip or crush grip, which we do need to use sometimes. This is what it looks like. So I'm here, I did everything right. I'm
squeezing it.
Everything is right, but I'm squeezing it. And that's what happens because I'm holding it too tight. I'm not giving my hand enough room. So that's where you get that, oh, I can't do it clean because it keeps hitting my, I can't even do that right. I can't even do that properly. If it's hard for me to do it wrong.
Yeah.
So again, let me maybe do it on this side. It slams because I'm holding it too tight. Okay, that's number 1. So again, how do we rectify that? Claw grip or open hand grip.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2.
So actually you taught me, he fixed this for me actually. Remember you taught me at the top of the movement, open that hand up.
Yes.
Open, because it feels scary at first because you're lifting this kettlebell, but at the top, just think at the top of it, open.
Yes, let me do it. Let me
it'll
show
start to work.
Open.
Open.
Down, open.
And look at the kettlebell just go around.
Let's all do that, everyone.
Yep.
3, open. Punch through, don't forget. Put on the glove.
Good.
Put on the glove. Good, okay, great job. Okay, good job everyone, okay. Next thing up is bringing the kettlebell too high. So remember, we're putting the glove on here, but sometimes we don't do that. So even if we have the great claw grip, Funk, I'm doing the claw grip, I'm doing the hip hinge, what's happening? Well, you're doing it too high. See, I didn't put my glove on until it was by my face. We gotta put the glove on down here and keeping it tight.
And keeping it tight.
So that's mistake number 2.
Yep.
Going too high. Number 3 is letting the kettlebell move far from the body. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Remember we say keep everything tight and in line. When you let the kettlebell go too far in front of you, that's where you're gonna get that problem.
Tight.
Right, so Angela's tight. I'm gonna go let's do the same thing, and I'm gonna do it far in front of me. You're gonna do tight. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Right, you see, and my hip and my.
Watch the time, let's do that again.
1, 2, 3. Right?
Can't even watch it.
I know, it's horrible. Guys, what not to do, what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 4 is pulling it to the side. So a lot of big guys, listen, try not to watch the YouTubers doing these kettlebell movements, and also CrossFitters. CrossFitters are using kettlebells because of efficiency. They're not using kettlebells
not for
like we're doing. So you'll see a lot of them pulling it to the side, right? So again, they're cleaning, but they're cleaning to the side. This puts too much stress on the elbow and on the shoulder. Once again, show us how to do it properly, honey. Yep, from here. Tight. Everything stays tight.
This elbow, if you can, you just got to keep that elbow tight and bring it to the back when you clean. So remember, it's a pulling movement. I'm using the hip hinge, but right when that kettlebell almost becomes weightless, I drive that elbow back.
You should literally be able to put a piece of paper
in
the right here and not fall out as you're doing the movement. So keeping it tight, and as you're doing the movement, or a hang clean. So
from here,
perfect.
And again, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the quads at the top of the movement. So all those things we've already taught you, you've got to keep incorporating them into the next movement we're teaching you. So the pull, but I'm using that hip hinge. Look, so remember we did that hip hinge? It's the same, hip hinge. I'm driving all that power from here.
Cool. So we may be saying the same thing over and over again, but the reason why we're doing it is because this is a skill. We want to learn the skill, and you're going to go and you're going to drill it and you're going to practice it. But before we do that, I'm just going to do 2 more cleans for you quickly. Okay. That was the floor clean, but a lot of times we're going to clean from a hanging position. A little bit more difficult because you really have to focus on that hip hinge to get it up. We don't have the floor and that entire body, some momentum. So let's just pick up the kettlebell and hold it between our legs. Now we want to clean it. So in order to clean it, we're gonna do a little bit of a dip. And clean straight up. Back down. So again, we have to be very quick with this, and we have to keep it close to the body. One more time, honey. Ready? And now you're really starting to pull that. Right? You gotta pull through.
That shoulder has gotta pull.
Right. So one more time. Okay, so that's one. And then the other one is a swing clean. So a lot of times, specifically with heavier ones, I'm just gonna do the other side.
The other side of it?
Yeah, let's do 3 on the other side.
Like this.
So again,
I'm only using a lightweight, but I'm still squeezing my glutes. I'm still squeezing my quads at the top.
Start from the bottom again. So just start from the bottom. Just hang it.
Yes.
As you can see, Angela likes to turn her hand and then clean it up from the
I think that reinforces for me to bring that kettlebell around my forearm.
Do that. Yeah, beautiful. Man, that's a very nice clean up. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Okay, now we're gonna do the swing clean. So one thing I want you to remember, when we do the swing or did the swing, we are swinging a little bit further out. So sometimes we go heavy, or an exercise is, okay, we're gonna do swing cleans. We still wanna keep the we wanna start cleaning close to the body.
Yes,
so I'm
gonna elbow.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna swing, and I'm gonna start in the hike position this time. I'm gonna hike this up, I'm gonna swing, but I'm gonna pull up. So a little bit of a swing, but but now I'm pulling straight up. I'm not letting the kettlebell come forward because look what happens. When I swing it and then try to clean, this is what happens. So again, swing, but the swing is just a very slight momentum.
Yeah.
You just want to use it as momentum to clean the kettlebell straight up. Right?
Yeah, so again, it's that elbow. You've got to keep that elbow tight and back as soon as you get to that weightless position of the swing. So from here.
Yeah. So you're just really using a little bit of momentum. You're going to use the swing clean with heavier kettlebells.
Yeah.
That's when you're generally going to use the swing clean. The hang clean with heavier kettlebells is going to be a little bit too much on the lower back. But if you need to, okay, listen, I've got a 24 kilo or whatever this is, 28 kilo, and I want to swing clean this. I put it in the hike position, right? And I go, oh boy, and I swing straight up. Swing.
And look, still not slamming. Again, that tight elbow, tight to the body. Don't come far out.
Right. And I can still swing clean a heavier kettlebell just as easy as I can on light.
Yeah.
So please make sure you take the time to practice. Okay, use the drills, practice, because this is one of those things that's not going to come overnight.
No.
But the more you drill, if you still can't get it and you keep drilling, one day it'll be like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
I just got it.
Practice being smooth. Your goal is to be smooth with the kettlebell. So smooth it out, fine tune it. Again, think about elbow, think about my grip.
Yes.
Think about keeping it close to the body, really close to the body. It'll come, but don't get frustrated. Be patient, it'll come.
And remember, drill in the ebook, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yep.